Welcome to Bedtime Thoughts with Kurt, where I talk about bedtime things. And so tonight, we're going to talk about failures to progress in over Unity devices.
My bedtime was.
Okay, so to make an over Unity device, the thing has to charge and discharge, so you have to have something in the device capable of like accepting or storing energy, because it's like, so let's say you turned on that plasma ring, right? And so then at that point the ring is going to be, if you do that AC pulse at the right frequency, then the ring will resonate with different fields. One of them is like the magnet. So when you move the magnet through the coil or you move the magnet through the field, it causes the wave. So like if you started to spin that and you go, oh, I'm going to recapture this energy that's spinning, right? Like if you just, got it near the hurricane or whatever, so you're getting it to flow, that's going to dump the battery is the thing completing the circuit, and so it's like it has to kind of like dump back into the battery. You can't use it to, I don't think you can use it to do anything like directly, and I think people want to like use it directly. This thought might be too half-baked. I saw it.
Where's it coming from?
When I see thoughts, it feels like hunting, and sometimes they get away. But like I'll see it, but I can't like catch it and flay it alive and break it down into concepts and destroy it.
Where does the energy come from?
Whoa, where does what come from?
The energy
What energy?
that's flowing through the coil.
Oh, so you make a plasma ring, right, with the gas or whatever, so then with a battery.
Mm-hmm.
So the battery is applying voltage to the gas, and then that turns the gas into a wire that is also current.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the glowing neon plasma that you see. And so that is the current and it is the wire. So then when you move a magnet over it, the magnet and the gas or whatever is basically at the same frequency. They're both at the frequency of matter.
We're trying to capture it.
Well, no, I'm just like see this system. So like the magnet, when you move a magnet over a wire, when you move a magnet over a wire or over a capable or a medium capable of forming a current, you can see it causes waves in the electrical current. When it's in a tube and made of gas and confined as a plasma, since the plasma is part of the current, when you move a magnet over it, you can see how it'll create ripples and stuff in the plasma, right? So you have this loop where the battery is outputting like 100 volts, right? And if you move a magnet over that current and you push it correctly, especially like if it's coiled or the magnet's spinning really fast, and that's what a generator is, then that waving, that motion pushes on all the current, and it's in a wire, it's in a tube, and so it's like pushing it through a tube, and that increases the voltage pressure on this side. So so you create the wire, or the wire's already there if it's copper, and then you're putting it next to, or you're making it interact with this frequency. So the magnet has this frequency, and if you draw the current near it, then they start to interact, and that's just being at the same frequency, being in the same space or location. Like when you have it in a plasma tube. So that's like a generator. That's how all the lights and shit. That's how everything turns on, right? Like, so they have a big magnet spinning, and it's causing all that current to swirl, and it pushes it down through the pipes. So if those coils are made of plasma or some medium that can move or vibrate at a certain frequency, that wire will start, its electrical current will start being influenced by the fields around it. So you can get these, and that's a radio, right? But you could also get it to, if you can get it to vibrate, if you can get it to get near or close to different fields or different frequencies, it would start interacting with so basically if you have a big plasma coil, like a generator is coiled like this, right? And DNA is coiled like that too, right? It spins like this, and then that creates a telephone cord, and then the telephone cord does it again, and then that gets wrapped on itself again, right? That's the structure of your DNA. And so anything that has current like moving through it, and it's coiled and it's like free, you can start, there's all sorts of forces out there that you can tune into that like act similar to the wind, where it's going to be blowing this way or that way, and you have to get the plasma has to be at the right shape and the right frequency, but it'll start getting pushed on by magnetic fields, and then that causes increased voltage at the other end, the same way that a generator does. So if you just get like some sort of fluidic plasma array at the right frequency, as you move through like ether, it'll press on the circuitry, and that circuitry will drive electronics.
Got it.
But it kind of has to move, the only way that a sailboat does it is like when it's moving, like something or someone has to be like sensitive to how like it's being kind of like pushed. Like you have to kind of just stay with it, you know, like a kite doesn't just nothing really catches energy very much unless it's like moving. So even if you built like a coil of the correct shape, you would have to have it on a device capable of like rotating and tracking it.
And you wanted to create regenerative?
What?
You wanted to find regenerative?
Well, no, that's for like a free energy or perpetual motion device. Like people are looking to harvest like basically ambient energy. So like, but the machine, people are using coils like plasma coils or wire coils, and they're correctly assuming that that's going to create a magnetic field that'll interact with the environment. But none of the coils are on those. That magnetic field needs another range of freedom to stay with it, just like you need a range of like freedom to like stay balanced on a ball. So they have to have like plasma circuitry and like some sort of like gimbal balancing thing. You could put it on like a fulcrum and hold onto it with your hands and feel it yourself like a dowsing rod. So yeah, if you made the magnetic coil, you could be the thing that was kind of sensitive or whatever. And then that's why nobody's thing works. It would be like trying to understand sailing with like a stick stuck in the ground, and you're trying to get it to behave like a kite or a sailboat, and then that would be the free energy. That was the original thought. I caught it.
I looked back to
And killed it. Do you know when you explain an idea, like you're killing it? You're killing something.
the unknown.
Yeah. So in the
Yeah.
spiritual mental realm, it responds to you like it would a hunter. But if you're quiet and you don't tell anybody anything and you just love the environment, little creatures and stuff will start to come up with you, things that a hunter or an intellectual could never, ever, ever see. But the instant you tell anybody about them, it's like bang! And the forest changes entirely. Every single time we tell a mystical secret, it's like setting off, it's like shooting a gun off. And all the creatures scatter and the forest changes entirely. But if you're silent for like several weeks, then you go through the forest and there's no gun going off and it's a totally different world. And nobody can ever, ever talk about it. Otherwise, all the creatures run away.
I've noticed how sometimes adults will do that. There's like an unspoken knowing, but people don't act on it or like acknowledge it unless someone like verbalizes it.
What?
I don't know, like certain whatevers.
Yeah.
Like if no one says it, like at work, for instance, if there's like an unspoken thing between you or Donis and some other guy, like that's common sense, but no one says it and you guys don't do it because no one said it, and it's like, oh shit, we definitely should have done that, and you all knew that.
Everything is common sense to Adonis.
But like at our work too, like if it's not expressly said, sometimes you
when
just
you're in
don't
charge,
enact it.
I've noticed that like so I switch back and forth between like working for myself, working for other people, and then like being in charge and commanding other people, and it shifts your consciousness. Like if you're in charge of stuff, you just like see things different, and there's like no way to avoid it. You're like a different person.
Yeah.
It's like a different.
Doesn't matter how hard the task is.
You have like a different focus, and so you see things that they don't. So you're constantly seeing stuff that everybody else doesn't see because you're like up above it, and then so everybody else that's down doing it seems like an idiot.
Yeah, but when you're in the task, you're like,
Yeah,
that manager,
you
how did
see
you
different
like-
things, but no, like I'll like overlook stuff like when I'm in like worker mode, and I'm like but like when I'm in supervisor mode, like oh boom, I see like because you're like not doing it frees up like so much mental energy that you do see stuff.
Yeah.
I guess in the supervisory role.
Your supervisor?
So they just constantly bust balls. You can't help it. Or you have to somehow like, yeah, I'm great when I'm a supervisor. I don't get upset at any mistakes. I point them out. I just fix them.
So like,
We just fix them. What?